Hey guys, just a quick update here. This is related to the diversity possibly causing the blackouts in the DVR. I don't think this is the case. I think it's back to what we had suspected earlier, where it's really just a case of interference. My current setup here, I've got my flying wing. It's pretty low complexity, and there's some interference with the 9-gram analog servos. The camera just gets its power right off the ESC via the receiver, so it's a kind of a direct pass-through. So what's going on, you can see here on AV1, and this is exactly what my Fatshark goggles do. When I move the servos, not the motor, but just the servos, I get this little bit of noise when I first initiate that. It's kind of annoying. I do plan to fix it, but I wanted to use it for this test. Now, you'll see when we kick over to AV2, that same motion results in a black screen. Now I literally have the goggles like directly next to the craft, so it's got nothing to do with like, you know, range, any of that kind of stuff, antenna, everything. So this is a gorgeous crystal signal. It's literally just when a little bit of interference gets past, it goes to black screen. Take a look at what that looks like again for comparison on the AV1 feed. It's just like a strong line of interference, and that's enough to trigger the DVR to blackout. Alright, just finished doing about 20 minutes of flying. Flew it on both the Eachine VR D2 and then the Fatshark goggles back to back. I tried to get as much recording as I could with the Eachines. Some kind of surprising commentary though. I actually went cross-eyed when flying the Fatsharks after flying the Eachine, despite on the bench test feeling like my eyes were a little bit out of focus with my contacts. When I actually took it to the field and flew it and the camera was, you know, looking outside, it was quite comfortable on my eyes, which I didn't expect. And then it was really weird when I put the Fatshark goggles on. I actually saw two screens. So my eyes were like, I don't know, reverse cross-eyed. So I was seeing two minuscule screens next to each other. It took me a little while to kind of focus and like bring those in. And then my initial reaction was just, wow, the Fatshark screen is tiny. Definitely preferred flying this wing anyways. I don't know about, you know, proximity and mini drone flying, but definitely flying this wing. Hugely preferred the VR2, which I didn't expect. I thought it'd be cool, but I didn't expect this drastic contrast. One thing I did notice right off the bat though, the Eachine screen does have a hard time adjusting, and you'll probably see this in the flight footage, has a hard time adjusting to like darker settings. I felt the screen overall was washed out. Now the sun is kind of low, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe when the sun is up higher, that won't be happening. However, you know, just minutes later putting on the Fatsharks, I was instantly, you know, just as overwhelmed with how small the screen was. I was just as overwhelmed just how much better the colors were, and it was easier to see things on that Fatshark screen. So I mean, I have adjusted the Fatsharks to my liking already, so maybe I'll just tweak the Eachine a bit and see if maybe I can adjust the brightness and contrast and get it to that same kind of experience the Fatsharks had. Range with the included mushroom and patch antenna was exactly the same as what I'm getting with my Omway cloverleaf on my Fatshark. So I didn't even bother doing any type of a antenna swap out because, quite frankly, the range was fine. I don't fly long distance. I do fly in a pretty decently sized, you know, football, baseball, track kind of complex. This wing, I can't even see it when I'm towards the end, so it's line of sight, that is. It's, you know, that's the size field that I fly in. So just quick comments and some wrap up. I'm gonna go back and test these some more. You can see after adjusting the camera settings, I increased the brightness and the contrast, probably up over 70-ish%. It's quite a bit different. It's much more enjoyable. It's very close to what I was seeing in the Fatshark goggles. So just a quick update on that. After adjusting the brightness and contrast, it's really quite a good experience to fly through. I don't know what to say, I'm really enjoying these goggles. One thing I should say that I failed to mention in the previous wrap-up is they are somewhat uncomfortable. The light leak really is not an issue, oddly enough, but you can feel the plastic. It's a little harsh, so I am going to put a little bit of a load of foam or a rigid foam, you know, right in here to kind of make that a little more comfortable. Very limited light block here. I guess I got a weird shaped face that fits that. One thing to note though, the battery dies fast. I killed my 1000 milliamp Fatshark battery fully charged. I killed it just doing some ground testing before I even flew it, maybe 4 minutes. That was crazy. This battery has basically been on the entire time of the footage you're seeing, plus a couple of little flights, and it's getting down low and it's getting hot. I gotta check that out. Also, I found out when the battery, I believe it's when the battery gets low, the DVR can't power on. So when you switch over to AV2, you get just, let's see if I can do that now. I was doing it a minute ago, kind of pausing it, kept coming back, and it was fine. It is fine now. You hear my little thing is starting to beep. I barely have much activity on this at all. Yeah, so now my day at the flying field's over because I don't have a battery to power this. Let's see if I can get the fuzz. No, but you do get that. Sometimes when you click into AV2, it's just a pure fuzzy screen. That's disappointing. The battery life is, I'm going to say, 20 minutes tops with a 700 or 1000 milliamp hour